Hello Joshers, and welcome to another episode of JEEZEEbox. We're going to be talking about the Snyder Cut. So, wow. When choosing between the Joss Whedon and the Zack Snyder versions of Justice League, the only way to go is Zack Snyder. Requests a very specific aspect ratio, and so it's just the middle part of the screen. And that was the intended vision of Zack Snyder, apparently. And I will say it made sense once the movie started going, because as far as like framing goes and stuff, like there was only so much that you could like process. If that had been a full screen, it would have been way too much information. Certain scenes were fairly similar, a scene that you might recognize from the original version, but there's so much more built around it, and even those scenes that we had seen before, that's pretty good, presented in a completely different way. Whereas they went this direction before and they just kind of inserted some dialogue. Now, with the addition of other parts of dialogue, you actually get like a coherent conversation, and it's not just quit. It's like an actual conversation. They logic out everything, like they actually explain. And I mean, you could almost say over-explain some things, but it doesn't feel like that. The first hour of the movie was so dense, it felt like we were already like halfway done. And it was only the first hour, but there was no useless space. There was no wasted time. It was all built on just a very epic and grand scale. I would like to see the next part in Zack Snyder's intended trilogy. I know that they're planning to continue Batfleck's story in an HBO show, last I heard. Flash movie is still happening, and it's actually got Michael Keaton in it, which is rumored to be him reprising his role from the old Tim Burton Batman movies with Michelle Pfeiffer, Jack Nicholson, is that DeVito? Cyborg and Flash definitely got a lot more scenes as well as development in this version of the movie, and both were a lot more enjoyable for it. A really, truly phenomenal scene that I cannot understand how you would cut from the movie. It's him catching the girl who is going to be revealed to be Iris, which is of course his love interest in the solo Flash movie, which will supposedly be about the Flashpoint paradox, is what it sounded like, which is a pretty cool arc. They've been talking about recasting and rebooting Superman. Michael B. Jordan's name's been thrown around. Henry Cavill's been in and out of the role, it sounds like. But I do know that he is now being targeted by Marvel. So if Warner Brothers doesn't figure their biz out, they're gonna lose it. Warner Brothers has their plans. It sounds like they've kind of got a nightmare going on behind the scenes right now, and it's the only one worth counting. Do not watch the other movie. Only watch the Zack Snyder one and enjoy. It is 4 hours, but it is 4 hours that are worth it. It's such a good, it's a very well crafted movie, and the action is like none you have ever seen before. And if you're struggling in like the first arc, like if it's not really your style, because it is very grandiose and it is about superheroes, so that's kind of a disconnect for some people. The action in the second half especially is just so good. It's so good. So, yes, Snyder Cut's amazing, and why dress like you when you can wear me? Okay, halftime.